Throughout history, numerous achievements and advancements have shaped the course of human civilization. We're talking about numbering systems, revolutionary medicines, and mind-blowing works of art. While some of these remarkable feats are rightfully celebrated and attributed to their true creators, there exists a lesser-known narrative of African accomplishments that have been overshadowed and falsely credited to Europeans. Due to the effects of colonization, for a long time, we were led to believe that the modern era of technology we find ourselves in is all thanks to the efforts and innovations of early Europeans. However, prepare to learn the hidden stories that reveal a pattern of appropriation and historical erasure, where European powers took credit for the ingenuity, discoveries, and cultural contributions that originated from diverse and rich African societies. Coffee is one of the most consumed beverages in the world, with over 2 billion cups of this aromatic brew consumed daily worldwide. While most of the production of this beloved stimulant is most prevalent in South America, a little rewind in history sees coffee beans emerging from Ethiopia. This country, located in the Horn of Africa, started the coffee culture as early as the 9th century. Until today, coffee is so ingrained in Ethiopia that its importance leaks into the country's culture. In a captivating tale, Kaldi, an Abyssinian goat herder from Kaffa, stumbled upon a shrub with bright red berries while herding his goats. Intrigued by his goats' excitement, after consuming the berries, Kaldi decided to try them himself and experience their energizing effect. He shared the berries with his wife, who suggested taking them to a nearby monastery. However, upon presenting the coffee beans to the monks, they initially rejected them, considering them the work of the devil. One monk even threw the beans into a fire. Yet, as the beans roasted, their irresistible aroma enticed the monks to give them another chance. They rescued the beans, crushed them, and soaked them in hot water for preservation. The monks found that coffee's invigorating properties were valuable in keeping them awake during their religious practices. Consequently, they made a vow to consume this newfound beverage daily as a means of aiding their spiritual devotion. And that is how coffee was discovered, at least one of the many origin stories out there. To get back to the facts, the beverage embarked on a remarkable journey from its birthplace in Ethiopia and traversed the seas, making its way northward into Yemen during the 15th century. And by the 16th century, the tantalizing aroma of freshly brewed coffee had already permeated various corners of the world, including Europe. This popular drink promptly became a favorite in the European diet, and slowly, everyone came to associate the drink with them. It is no secret that the most popular landmark in art history has been attributed to the works of artists from the Renaissance period. And it is all because the Renaissance art of the 15th century saw a change from the common abstract arts at the time to increased interest in human representation. However, what you don't learn in school is that between the 11th and 15th centuries, the Yoruba people of Ife in southwest Nigeria created a remarkable collection of naturalistic and realistic sculptures. These sculptures were typically life-sized heads based on royalty and their attendants, as well as mythical creatures, and they were used to adorn the palaces of ancient kings as symbols of wealth and power. One of these sculptures is the head of Olokun. In Yoruba culture, Olokun is a deity believed to be the god of wealth in the ocean. The deity is also revered as the supreme ruler of the seas, holding dominance over other water gods. The bronze sculpture of West Africa stands as a testament to the abundant and sophisticated artistic heritage that thrives in this region of the continent. Furthermore, there's also the artistic legacy of the Benin people of West Africa. With incredible craftsmanship, Benin artists masterfully worked with ivory and brass, creating gems like the benign ivory mask and bronze head of Queen Idia. These creations not only served as decorative pieces, but also held profound symbolic meaning, representing the power and authority of the monarchs at their time. During colonial conquest in the 19th century, Europeans were exposed to the ingenuity that permeated African craftsmanship. However, African art was often met with skepticism and disbelief, as some Europeans found it difficult to accept that these awe-inspiring sculptures were created by Africans over 10 centuries ago. The origin of mathematics has long been contested by multiple cultures. But in truth, it was the collective efforts of several cultures that made modern maths possible. This is also one area where Africans made significant discoveries and advancements ahead of Europeans. Contrary to popular teachings, Africans were pioneers in this discipline, unraveling the mysteries of numbers and developing intricate mathematical systems that predated European developments by centuries. Dating back to ancient times, several African civilizations displayed remarkable mathematical prowess that was enough to solidify the continent as the birthplace of basic mathematics. Let's start with an overview of the Lubombo bone, which holds the distinction of being the oldest mathematical artifact ever found. Dating back to 35,000 BC, originally a baboon's fibula, it was intentionally adorned with 29 distinct notches meticulously carved into its surface. This remarkable artifact was unearthed within the renowned Border Cave nestled in the Lubombo Mountains of Eswatini. These bones were used to track the moon's cycle around the Earth. Further south, in the Kingdom of Kush in present-day Sudan, the Meroitic civilization flourished between 300 BC and 358. Meroitic mathematicians developed a numerical system that featured unique symbols. Their system incorporated mathematical concepts such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, enabling complex calculations and facilitating trade and commerce. Moving westward, the Kingdom of Mali emerged as a center of learning and scholarship during the 13th to 14th centuries. Under the leadership of Mansa Musa, Mali became a hub of intellectual exchange, attracting scholars from across Africa and the Islamic world. In the city of Timbuktu, the University of Sankora Madrasa fostered the study of mathematics and other scientific disciplines. Scholars developed innovative mathematical techniques, including sophisticated algorithms for multiplication and division, which were far more advanced than the methods used in Europe at the time. Their achievements significantly predated European developments in mathematics by several centuries. Yet, unfortunately, these African contributions have often been overlooked or downplayed in mainstream historical narratives. In the Eurocentric world, schools are programmed to teach us about the contributions of Greece, China, India, and Arabic civilizations to the development of modern mathematics. Plus, if Africa gets mentioned, oftentimes it's only Egypt. However, other African civilizations use math in their daily lives. This fact became evident when European explorers negotiated with African slave traders and were astonished by the dealers' remarkable ability to swiftly convert currencies without the aid of any tools or references. African architecture is another important achievement that is often downplayed as being influenced by the Roman Empire. Although African architects and engineers did emulate the building styles of Christian and Muslim traders in the 11th century, the continent was building impressive structures even before the missionary movement. For instance, in 2780 BC, ancient Egypt constructed monumental structures such as the pyramids that required sophisticated mathematical calculations. Out of all their buildings, perhaps, the most magnificent was the Great Pyramid of Giza, which reigned as the world's tallest structure for almost 4,000 years. Undoubtedly, the creation of such a massive structure is due to a comprehensive understanding of geometry, arithmetic, architectural designs, and complex surveying techniques. But Egypt was not the only part of Africa with impressive architectural knowledge. Within West Africa, Ghana, and Ethiopia, ancient tombs and monuments built in the 11th century were crafted with intricate stone carvings. Remarkably, entire temples were carved from rocks, as exemplified in Tigray. Aksumite architecture notably boasted a distinctive feature known as monkey head. Support beams, wherein layers of mud and wood were ingeniously layered to create a unique design. In fact, African architecture and engineering were so advanced that some explorers and archaeologists tried to shift the achievements to the works of foreign travelers. One such structure is Great Zimbabwe. It is an ancient city situated in present-day Zimbabwe, renowned for its remarkable circular wall and tower. At a period spanning the 11th to the 15th century, it served as a prominent component of a prosperous African trading empire, exerting control over substantial portions of the East African coast. However, it is important to note that during the time of its rediscovery and initial studies, there were misguided theories proposed by certain individuals like James Theodore, Bent, an explorer of the late 19th century. He controversially claimed that the indigenous Africans of the region were not capable of constructing such impressive structures. This notion, now widely discredited, was rooted in biased assumptions and a lack of understanding of architectural achievements and architectural achievement. In reality, Great Zimbabwe stands as a testament to the sophisticated craftsmanship and architectural prowess of its builder. The city's intricately designed stone walls, stonework, and grand tower showcase the immense skill, ingenuity, and cultural achievements of the African civilizations that flourished in the region during that time. Medicine is another African achievement stolen by Europeans throughout history. The truth is, before the European invasion of the continent, Africa had a blossoming medical sector that employed medical practices that is still in use today. To give you a perspective of the scale African medicine was at, there were treatments for alleviating pain, diarrhea, and antibiotics in ancient regions that are now present: Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt. It is truly remarkable to know that they came about these remedies by simply understanding herbs. Ancient Africans were not only versed in pharmaceutics, but also understood the importance of hygiene, sanitation, and preventive medicine. Plus, there were specialized healers and herbalists who provided healthcare services to their communities. Several medical procedures pioneered by Africans were later adopted in Europe, and these advancements included: 1. Bone setting across various regions in Africa. Traditional bone setters are widely recognized for their remarkable effectiveness in treating bone injuries. Presently, this time, honored medical practice continues to be actively employed by traditional bone setters in Nigeria. 2. Trepanation or brain surgery. This complicated procedure was performed successfully with simple tools by the Basoga tribe of Uganda and the Kiki tribe of Kenya long before colonization. 3. Skin grafting. The ancient skin grafting technique was practiced as early as 1500 BC and was documented in an ancient Egyptian papyrus scroll known as the Ebert Papyrus. 4. Caesarean section. In the 19th century, the indigenous population of Uganda routinely had C-sections in the Bunyoro Kingdom, and they had remarkably high success rates, even higher than that of Europe at the time. Research has shown that Africans independently developed and practiced their own medicine. Like other forms of indigenous medicine, knowledge and skills are traditionally transmitted orally from one generation to the next without formal documentation. Contrary to the Eurocentric teachings in school, new evidence has revealed that Christopher Columbus may not actually be the first non-American to step foot in the New World. While Columbus arrived in the Americas in 1492, the educated king of the ancient kingdom of Malig in West Africa, Mansa Abu Bakr I'd sent men on 200 ships to explore the ends of the ocean and report back to him in 1311. However, out of all the ships, only one returned from the voyage, and the captain reported encountering a mysterious river with a strong current, which all the other ships followed. In response, the king gathered a fleet of 2,000 ships, equipping them with supplies, including food, water, livestock, and gold. He entrusted the throne to his brother, Mansa Musa, and embarked on the exploration journey himself. While it is unsure whether King Mansa arrived in America or not, there is proof that Africans got to the New World before Europeans. The Journal of Columbus himself provides evidence of the encounters between African explorers and American natives. Columbus noted that the indigenous people spoke of black sailors who arrived in boats from the southeast and engaged in trade, where they exchanged gold-tipped spears with their community. Another piece of evidence is the skeletons of African descent found in a grave in the United States Virgin Islands, which are dated as far back as 1250 AD. This proves that Africans sailed across the Atlantic to America before Columbus. Numerous isolated advancements were made by sub-Saharan civilizations in ancient times, across various fields, yet many of these achievements remain undocumented. Unfortunately, the world, including Africans themselves, often relies on the works of Western historians whose biased writings dominate the historical collections on Africa. Fortunately, if schools don't mention African achievements, we'll continue to spread the word about the amazing things Black people have contributed to the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay informed about future videos that uncover hidden histories and celebrate the diverse contributions of different civilizations.